001. Latin.
Cacatum non est pictum.
Translation, that what's shat, is not painted. Notes, cacatum non est pictum is an obscene Latin proverb, which means as much as, that what's shat, is not painted. What this exactly signifies is unclear. Some speculations are, in what was being said, the bad things are left out, that what comes easily can't have great value, one shouldn't hang one's dirty linen in public, that what's part of nature is no art, nobody ever shat gold.
注 cacatum non est pictum 是一个低俗的拉丁谚语，翻译成英文是 that what's shat is not painted。这究竟意味着什么，尚不清楚。一些推测是，在所说的情况下，坏事被排除在外，来之不易的东西不会有很大的价值。一个人不应该在公共场合挂脏床单，自然的一部分不是艺术，从来没有人拉出过金子。
002. Latin.
Cacoethes scribendi.
Translation, insatiable desire to write. Notes, cacoethes, bad state or habit, or medically, malignant disease, is a borrowing of Greek cacoethes. The phrase is derived from a line in the satires of Juvenal, tenet insanable multos scribendi cacoethes, or, the incurable desire, or itch, for writing affects many. See hypergraphia.
注 cacoethes 借用自希腊语 cacoethes 表示不良状态或习惯或医学上的恶性疾病。该短语源自由维纳利斯古罗马诗人讽刺诗集中的一句话 tenet insanable multos scribendi cacoethes 无法治愈的写作欲望或渴望影响了很多人。另见 hypergraphia 过度书写。
003. Latin.
Cadavera vero innumera.
Translation, truly countless bodies. Notes, used by the Romans to describe the aftermath of the Battle of the Catalonian Plains.
注，被罗马人用来描述加泰罗尼亚平原战役的后果。
004. Latin.
Caedite eius. Novit enim Dominus qui sunt eius.
Translation, slay them all, God will recognize his own. Notes, supposed statement by Abbot Arnaud Amalric before the massacre at Béziers during the Albigensian Crusade. Often cited as, kill them all and let God sort them out.
注，在阿尔比十字军期间的贝几耶大屠杀发生之前，修道院长阿诺德·阿马尔里克的声明，通常被引用为 kill them all and let God sort them out.
005. Latin.
Caelum non animum mutant qui trans mare currunt.
Translation, those who hurry across the sea change the sky, upon them, not their souls or state of mind. Notes, from Horace, Epistula 11. Seneca shortens it to animum debs muter, non caelum, you must change disposition, not sky, in his letter to Lucilius 28.
注，出自赫拉斯的 Epistula 11。塞内卡在他的致卢西里乌斯的道德书信第28篇中，将其缩短为 animum debs mutere, non caelum， 你必须改变心境，而不是天空。
006. Latin.
Caesar non supra grammaticos.
Translation, Caesar has no authority over the grammarians. Notes, political power is limited, it does not include power over grammar.
注，政治权力有限，它不包括超越语法的权利。
007. Latin.
Caetera desunt.
Translation, the rest is missing. Notes, caetera is medieval Latin spelling for cetera. 008. Latin.
Calix inebrians.
Translation, my cup making me drunk. 009. Latin.
Calamus gladio fortior.
Translation, the pen is mightier than the sword. 010. Latin.
Camera obscura.
Translation, dark chamber. Notes, an optical device used in drawing, and an ancestor of modern photography. The source of the word camera.
注：一种用于绘画的光学设备，也是现代摄影的鼻祖。相机一词的来源。
011. Latin.
Cane Nero magna bella persica.
Translation, Tell, O Nero, of the great wars of Persia. 012. Latin.
Canes pugnaces.
Translation, War dogs or fighting dogs. 013. Latin.
Canis cane medit.
Translation, Dog eats dog. Notes, original name of the video game Bully.
注：电子游戏《恶霸鲁尼学园坏小子》的原名。
014. Latin.
Capax Dei.
Translation, capable of receiving God. Notes, from Augustine, De Trinitate Book 14, Chapter 8, Mens eo ipso imago Dei est quo eius capax est, the mind is the image of God, in that it is capable of him and can be partaker of him.
注：出自圣奥古斯丁的三位一体论第14卷第8章。
Mens eo ipso imago Dei est quo eius capax est.
心意是上帝的形象，因为他能够与他同在，并且可以与他有分。
015. Latin.
Capax imperinis imperasset.
Translation, capable of imperial power if only he had not held it. Notes, written by Tacitus in the Histories to describe Galba as emperor.
注：犹塔西佗在历史中写道，将加尔巴描述为皇帝。
016. Latin.
Capax infiniti.
Translation, holding the infinite. Notes, capability of achieving goals by force of many instead of a single individual.
注：通过多人而不是单个人的力量实现目标的能力。
017. Latin.
Caput inter nubila.
Translation, she plunges her head in the clouds. Notes, so aggrandized as to be beyond practical, earthly, reach or understanding, from Virgil's Aeneid, and the shorter form appears in John Locke's two treatises of government.
注：如此夸张以至于超出了现实或俗世的范围或理解，出自维吉尔的《埃涅阿斯纪》，更短的形式出现在约翰洛克的政府论中。
018. Latin.
Caput mortuum.
Translation, dead head. Notes, originally an alchemical reference to the dead head or worthless residue left over from a reaction. Also used to refer to a freeloader or worthless element.
注：最初是指炼金或炼丹过程中所剩下的废渣或无用的残留物，也用于只吃白食的人或毫无价值的元素。
019. Latin.
Caritas Christi.
Translation, the love of Christ. Notes, it implies a command to love as Christ loved. Motto of St. Francis Xavier High School located in Edmonton, Canada.
注：它暗示了要求像基督爱过的那样去爱的指令。位于加拿大埃德蒙顿的圣弗朗西斯泽维尔高中的校训。
020. Latin.
Caritas in veritate.
Translation, charity in truth. Notes, Pope Benedict XVI.'s third encyclical.
注：教皇本笃16世第3次通谕。
021. Latin.
Carpe diem.
Translation, seize the day. Notes, an exhortation to live for today. From Horace, Odes Book 1, the 11th poem, line 8. Carpere refers to plucking of flowers or fruit. The phrase Collige Virgo Rosas has a similar sense.
注：劝勉活在今朝。出自赫拉斯的颂歌集第1卷第11首第8行。Carpere 是指采摘花或果实。Collige Virgo Rosas 一词也有类似的含义。
022. Latin.
Carpe noctem.
Translation, seize the night. Notes, an exhortation to make good use of the night, often used when carpe diem would seem absurd, for example, when observing a deep sky object or conducting a Messier marathon or engaging in social activities after sunset.
注： 劝勉善用夜晚，常用于当用 carpe diem 看起来不合理时，例如在观察深空天体或进行梅西耶马拉松或在日落后从事社交活动时。
023. Latin.
Carpe vinum.
Translation, seize the wine. 024. Latin.
Carthago delenda est.
Translation, Carthage must be destroyed. Notes, the Roman senator Cato the Elder ended every speech after the Second Punic War with ceterum censeo Carthaginem esse delendum, literally, for the rest, I am of the opinion that Carthage is to be destroyed.
注：自从第二次布匿战争之后，罗马参议员老加图以 ceterum censeo Carthaginem esse delendum 结束了每一次演讲，字面意思是还有，我认为迦太基必须被摧毁。
025. Latin.
Castigat ridendo mores.
Translation, one corrects customs by laughing at them. Notes, or, comedy or satire, criticizes customs through humor, is a phrase coined by French New Latin poet Jean-Baptiste de Saintot, but sometimes wrongly attributed to Roman lyric poet Horace or to his contemporary Molière.
注：或者喜剧或讽刺通过幽默批评习俗，是法国新拉丁语诗人让巴蒂斯特·德桑特创造的短语，但有时被错误地认为出自于罗马抒情诗人赫拉斯或他同时代的莫里埃。
026. Latin.
Casus belli.
Translation, event of war. Notes, refers to an incident that is the justification or case for war.
注：指作为战争正当化或战争行为的事件。
027. Latin.
Causa latet, vis est notissima.
Translation, the cause is hidden, but the result is well known. Notes, Ovid, Metamorphoses Book 4, line 287, motto of Alpha Sigma Phi.
注：出自奥维德的变形记第4卷第287行，作为 Alpha Sig 兄弟会的格言。
028. Latin.
Causa mortis.
Translation, cause of death. 029. Latin.
Cave.
Translation, beware. Notes, especially used by doctors of medicine, when they want to warn each other, for example, cave nephrolithiasis, in order to warn about side effects of an uricosuric. Spoken aloud in some British public paid schools by pupils to warn each other of impending authority.
注：尤其是被医学博士们用于想要互相提醒时，例如 cave nephrolithiasis 谨防肾结石，以警告尿酸排泄药物的副作用。还会被一些英国公立付费学校的学生们大声说着，以互相提醒即将到来的专家。
030. Latin.
Cave canem.
Translation, beware of the dog. Notes, earliest written example is in the Satyricon of Petronius, circa 1st century CE.
注：最早的书面例子出自大约公元1世纪佩特罗尼乌斯的 Satyricon。
031. Latin.
Caveat emptor.
Translation, let the buyer beware. Notes, the purchaser is responsible for checking whether the goods suit his need. Phrases modeled on this one replace emptor with lector, subscriptor, venditor, utilitor, reader, signer, seller, user.
注：买方负责检查货物是否符合其需要。以此类推的短语将 emptor 替换为 lector, subscriptor, vendor, utilitor， 分别表示读者、签名者、卖方、用户。
032. Latin.
Caveat venditor.
Translation, let the seller beware. Notes, it is a counter to caveat emptor and suggests that sellers can also be deceived in a market transaction. This forces the seller to take responsibility for the product and discourages sellers from selling products of unreasonable quality.
注：与 caveat emptor 相对应，并表明卖方也可能在市场交易中受骗。这迫使卖家对产品承担责任，并阻止卖家销售质量不达标的产品。
033. Latin.
Cedant armatoge.
Translation, let arms yield to the gown. Notes, let military power yield to civilian power, Cicero, De Officiis Book 1 paragraph 77. Former motto of the territory of Wyoming. See also, toga.
注：让军事力量屈服于民事力量，出自西塞罗的《论责任》第1卷第77段。曾是怀俄明领地的格言。另见 toga 罗马长袍。
034. Latin.
Cedere nesso.
Translation, I know not how to yield. Notes, motto of HMAS Norman.
注：澳大利亚皇家海军诺曼号驱逐舰的格言。
035. Latin.
Celer silens mortalis.
Translation, swift, silent, deadly. Notes, motto of the United States Marine Corps Force Reconnaissance, also known as Force Recon or FORCON, one of the United States Marine Corps Special Operations Capable Forces, SOC, that provide essential elements of military intelligence to the command element of the Marine Air Ground Task Force, MAGTF, supporting their task force commanders, and their subordinate operating units of the Fleet Marine Force, FMF.
注：美国海军陆战队侦察部队也被称为 Force Recon 或 FORECON 的队训，是美国海军陆战队特种作战能力部队 SOC 的一支，为海军陆战队空地任务 MAGTF 的指挥分队提供必要的军事情报要素，支持其特遣部队指挥官及其下属的舰队海军陆战队 FMF 作战部队。
036. Latin.
Celerius quam asparagi cocuntur.
Translation, more swiftly than asparagus stems are cooked. Notes, or simply, faster than cooking asparagus. A variant of the Roman phrase velocius quam asparagi coquantur.
注：或简化为比煮芦笋快。罗马短语 velocius quam asparagi coquantur 的变体。
037. Latin.
Cepi corpus.
Translation, I have taken the body. Notes, in law, it is a return made by the sheriff, upon a capias or other process to the like purpose, signifying, that he has taken the body of the party. See also habeas corpus.
注：在法律上，这是由治安官根据拘捕令 capias 或其他类似目的的程序作出的回应，表示他已经拘捕了当事人。另见 habeas corpus。
038. Latin.
Certum est quod certum reddi potest.
Translation, it is certain, whatever can be rendered certain. Notes, or, if it can be rendered certain. Often used in law when something is not known, but can be ascertained, for example, the purchase price on a sale which is to be determined by a third-party valuer.
注：或者，如果可以确定的话。通常在法律中用于未知但可以确定的事物，例如由第三方估价师确定的销售购买价格。
039. Latin.
Cessante ratione legis cessat ipsa lex.
Translation, when the reason for the law ceases, the law itself ceases. Notes, a rule of law becomes ineffective and the reason for its application has ceased to exist or does not correspond to the reality anymore. Migration.
注：对于一条法规而言，当它适用的理由不复存在或不再符合现实时，它就失效了。出自格拉提安。
040. Latin.
Caetera desunt.
Translation, the rest are missing. Notes, also spelled caetera desunt. 041. Latin.
Ceteris paribus.
Translation, all other things being equal. Notes, that is, disregarding or eliminating extraneous factors in a situation.
注：也就是说，忽略或消除某种情况中的无关因素。
042. Latin.
Carta pardonationis e defendendo.
Translation, a paper of pardon to defend oneself. Notes, the form of a pardon for killing another man in self-defense, see manslaughter.
注： 为自卫而杀死另一个人的赦免刑事，见 manslaughter。
043. Latin.
Carta pardonationi sut lagarie.
Translation, a paper of pardon to the outlaw. Notes, the form of a pardon of a man who is outlawed. Also called perdonatio ad legarii.
注：赦免被剥夺法律保护的人的刑事，也称为 perdonatio ad legarii。
044. Latin.
Christianos ad leones.
Translation, throw the Christians to the lions. 045. Latin.
Christo et doctrine.
Translation, for Christ and learning. Notes, the motto of Furman University.
注：富尔曼大学位于美国南卡罗来纳州的校训。
046. Latin.
Christus nos liberavit.
Translation, Christ has freed us. Notes, title of Volume 1, Book 5, Chapter 11 of Les Miserables by Victor Hugo.
注：维克多·雨果所著的《悲惨世界》第1卷第5册第11章的标题。
047. Latin.
Christus rex.
Translation, Christ the King. Notes, a Christian title for Jesus.
注：基督教对耶稣的称呼。
048. Latin.
Cicero pro domo sua.
Translation, Cicero's speech in 57 BC to regain his confiscated house. Notes, said of someone who pleads cases for their own benefit, see pro domo.
注：说的是为自己的利益辩护的人，另见 pro domo。
049. Latin.
Circa.
Translation, around. Notes, in the sense of approximately, or about. Usually used of a date.
注：表近似或大约之意，通常用于日期。
050. Latin.
Circulus improbando.
Translation, circle made in testing a premise. Notes, circular reasoning. Similar term to circulus viciosus.
注：循环推理，类似于 circulus viciosus 的术语。